squares. You had to take what the river brought you and earn a living, feast or famine, drought or flood. Use what floats by and send the rest on its way. I came here several years ago after I left my husband. I had a little dream about owning a place of my own where I could be peaceful and think and sit on a porch and be left alone. I wanted to paint and create a place where other women like me, throwaway women I call us, women wounded by life or just plain tired, could come and rest or just catch a breath. It was just a dream. But if you don't have dreams, you don't have anything. And I wasn't willing to give mine up and become poor in spirit. So I came to this little river town and ended up staying. The town barely noticed my arrival, but it's not that I was ignored. I'm just not peculiar enough to warrant a mention in the newspaper. Anyway, the river treats me as if I belong here, and that is enough. Chapter 1. I sit in the shade of my own tree now, but it wasn't too long ago. I didn't have a twig, much less a tree to sit under. I was running from a marriage that was no good. It took me 15 years to take that first step, but once I did, I just kept going. Now several years have come and gone already. Time flies when you're having fun or running for your life. I married my college boyfriend, Ted, when I was 21. After a few years of marriage, I knew I had made a terrible mistake. But once I was in, I didn't know how to get out. It was like being in prison, and I had a life sentence with no chance of parole. I got 3 squares a day and had a bed, but that was it. There was hard labor and solitary confinement if I was uncooperative, or if, as in Ted's words, I acted like a sassy, smart-mouthed bitch. Even when it got as hot as hell in the summer, I wore long sleeves. My arms were always bruised. One August, I wore turtleneck sweaters to work for 2 weeks until the marks of Ted's handprints faded where he had tried to choke me. I know what you're thinking. She sounds so articulate. She could get a job anywhere. Why didn't she just leave? Why did she stay and put up with that? How many times have I asked myself those questions? How many times did I beat myself up after Ted beat me up? I'll turn the tables on you. You don't understand what I was dealing with. And for years, I didn't understand either. By the time I did, it was almost too late. The slaps, pushes, kicks, and punches didn't start right away, of course. The insults, put-downs, scoldings, and verbal abuse began slowly. He started with constructive criticism. I knew that I was in for it when he said, "Don't take this the wrong way, bud," or "This is for your own good." By the time he finished with me, I felt like I was 6 inches tall and 3 years old, standing in the corner for bad behavior. Ted was charming in college. Smart and handsome, athletic and talented. He played a saxophone that Sonny Rollins would have been jealous of. Everyone loved Ted, especially women. The cutest girls on campus threw themselves at him. I, on the other hand, was awkward and strange. I liked Bach, the Indian-influenced music of Alice Coltrane, Herbert Marcuse, and Jane Eyre. Ted could dance. I had 2 right feet, and that was worse than 2 left ones. Ted talked and dressed cool. I didn't. So when Ted Hearn asked the tall, gangly, studious-looking red-boned girl from Ohio with straw-colored hair, braces, and glasses with lenses thicker than bulletproof glass for a date, everyone was shocked, especially me. I had never had a boyfriend like Ted before. I was thrilled and proud to be seen with him. I was finally cool.